Hello everyone, and welcome to another video on our channel, Who Died Today American? We're back with more tributes. In this video, we have a list of American stars who passed away in the last few days, or just recently. Number 1. Peter Yarrow. According to his publicist, American singer-songwriter Peter Yarrow, who rose to popularity with the folk music group Peter, Paul, and Mary in the 1960s, passed away on Tuesday at the age of 86. After a 4-year fight with bladder cancer, Yarrow passed away in the morning at his New York home surrounded by family, according to a statement from publicist Ken Sunshine. In a statement supplied by Sunshine, Yarrow's daughter Bethany stated, "Our brave dragon is worn out and has entered the final chapter of his magnificent life." The world is familiar with Peter Yarrow as the legendary folk activist, but the real person behind the myth is just as kind, imaginative, fervent, playful, and astute as his lyrics imply. Together with Mary Travers and Noel Paul Stookey, Yarrow founded Peter, Paul, and Mary. The trio performed successes including Puff, the Magic Dragon, which Yarrow co-wrote and helped promote Bob Dylan's early work. The group's rendition of Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind helped popularize his music and turned the song into a civil rights anthem, Where Have All the Flowers Gone? And If I Had a Hammer, which were co-written by folk musician Pete Seeger, were also major singles for the trio. The group's other hits included renditions of John Denver's Leaving on a Jet Plane and Will Holt's Lemon Tree. The political activism of the three was well known. They performed during anti-Vietnam War protests and the 1963 Civil Rights March on Washington. Equal rights, peace, the environment, gender equality, homelessness, hospice care, public broadcasting, and education are just a few of the topics that Yarrow championed throughout his life. The trio's lone surviving member, Stookey, expressed his admiration for Yarrow's artistic impact and stated that he would miss his old bandmate terribly. "I may have had my parents' undivided attention as an only child, but with the birth of Peter, Paul, and Mary, I suddenly had a brother named Peter Yarrow," Stookey remarked. "And although my love of the country and his comfort in the city tended to keep us apart geographically, our friendship and music frequently celebrated our different perspectives," he continued. His wife Mary Beth, son Christopher, daughter Bethany, and granddaughter Valentina are among Yarrow's surviving family members. Number 2. Wayne Osmond. One of the founding members of the Osmond singing group, Wayne Osmond, passed away. He was 73. Wayne passed away on January 1st in Salt Lake City following a stroke, according to social media posts made by his brothers Donnie, Merrill, and Jay on Thursday, January 2nd. "Wayne, my beloved brother, suffered a stroke and died quietly last night." Donnie, 67, posted on Instagram, "I'm so thankful that I got to see him in the hospital before he passed away. Wayne filled everyone he came into contact with, especially me, with love, laughter, and light. He was universally adored and the epitome of optimism. I'm sure I speak on behalf of every one of us siblings when I state that we were fortunate to have Wayne as a brother," Donnie said. "Even though we are separated in this mortal life, I know that by the grace and resurrection of our Savior, Jesus Christ, we will have the opportunity to be with Wayne for eternity. I love you, Wayne," the singer of I'll Make a Man Out of You wrote, as he wrapped up his post. "Forever, your brother." Merrill, meantime, posted on Facebook that as soon as he learned of his brother's stroke, he drove to the hospital to bid him farewell. He continued by praising his brother and referring to him as a saint. "No one I've ever known was more humble, a man who has no guile at all." Merrill, 71, said that his passing was a sad moment and described him as a person who was quick to forgive and had the ability to show unconditional love to everyone he ever met. "My brother Wayne went through a lot. He put everything into it. In addition to being a musical genius, he was able to win over millions of people's hearts and draw them nearer to God," he said, adding that his legacy would live on. "He will be sorely missed. Being raised by one of the greatest sons of a heavenly parent makes me incredibly thankful. Know he was adored till I see him again." Jay praised his late brother on Facebook, calling him a true legend. "I am incredibly grieved by my brother Wayne's passing." The 69-year-old Jay added, "It is said that where there is great love, there is great grief as we part during our earthly journey. Of all my siblings, Wayne has always been the one with whom I feel the closest throughout my life. Over the years, he was both my confidant and my roommate." People's request for comment was not immediately answered by a representative for Wayne. Wayne, the fourth of 9 children, joined his older brother Alan and younger brothers Merrill and Jay to sing in a barbershop quartet. They were initially established in 1958 for their Ogden, Utah, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints congregation. The Osmond brothers became regulars on The Andy Williams Show after their singing was discovered at Disneyland in 1961. Later, Sister Marie joined, along with brothers Donnie and Jimmy. The group peaked in popularity in 1971 with the publication of One Bad Apple. The song topped the Billboard 100 for 5 weeks. The band parted ways shortly after that. Donnie and Marie, who are 65 years old, started performing together, while Jimmy pursued a solo career. In 1974, Wayne wed Kathleen White, a former pageant queen. Together, they welcomed 5 children. Wayne's health suffered from a number of problems over the years. He was diagnosed with a brain tumor in 1997, and the therapy caused him to lose almost all of his hearing. He then suffered a stroke in 2012, which prevented him from playing the guitar. In a 2004 interview with Coping with Cancer magazine, Wayne talked candidly about his health and how his sickness increased his appreciation for life. Regarding his wife, Wayne remarked, "The best part of all this is that I've grown even closer with my sweetheart, Kathy. She truly is an angel. I am quite fortunate. I am that. I've gained knowledge. Now that I think about it, I'm relieved that I was diagnosed with cancer. Something, isn't it? My eyes were truly opened by it. It helped me realize how vital life is. I'm just 52 years old. Therefore, I hope to live to be 52 more." Number 3. Olivia Hussey-Isley. The British-Argentine actress Olivia Hussey-Isley passed away on Friday. She gained notoriety as a teenager when she played Juliet in Franco Zeffirelli's 1968 production of Romeo and Juliet. She also starred in the horror classic Black Christmas and the 1978 film Death on the Nile. She was 73. Filmmaker Mark Huestis confirmed Hussey's death to the San Francisco Chronicle, stating that she passed away from cancer. The actor also made the announcement on Instagram. In 2008, she received a breast cancer diagnosis, and in 2018, it returned. The social media post states, "We regret to inform you of the passing of Olivia Hussey-Isley, who passed away peacefully at home on December 27th, surrounded by her loved ones." Olivia was an extraordinary individual who impacted everyone she came into contact with her warmth, insight, and unadulterated goodness. Olivia led a life filled with love, devotion, and passion for the arts, spirituality, and animals. Hussey was approached to direct Italian filmmaker Zeffirelli's adaptation of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, after making his stage debut opposite Vanessa Redgrave in the West End production of The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie. She was 16 throughout the shoot, and only 15 when she was cast. Hussey and Leonard Whiting played the star-crossed lovers in the movie, which brought both of its adolescent stars to a worldwide audience. Despite brief scenes of nudity, the movie had a G rating and was a great smash because it cast performers who were closer to the characters' actual ages, which was uncommon at the time. Zeffirelli's film received 4 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture and Director, and both were nominated for Most Promising Newcomer in their respective gendered categories at the 1969 Golden Globes. Hussey and Whiting sued Paramount in 2022 for sexually abusing them and disseminating nude photos, despite her telling Variety in 2018 that Zeffirelli shot the naked sequences in a tasteful manner, and it was needed for the film. "I never really consented to do it. At the time of the lawsuit," she stated, "I just did it because I felt like I couldn't say no." In 2023, the lawsuit was dropped, in part due to statute of limitations issues. They filed a second lawsuit earlier this year, but the judge dismissed it in October as well, concluding that they had given their assent to the scenes. Hussey was chosen to star in Bob Clark's 1974 horror film Black Christmas, which is today considered a precursor to the slasher genre, after starring in All the Right Noises and The Summertime Killer. Jessica, a sorority sister whose home is haunted by an unidentified, insane murderer, was portrayed by Hussey. Hussey also starred in Peter Ustinov's portrayal of Hercule Poirot in the 1978 production of Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile. Other noteworthy roles include Mary in the miniseries Jesus of Nazareth, where she was reunited with Zeffirelli, and Norma Bates, Norman Bates' mother, in the flashback-filled Psycho 4: The Beginning. In addition, Hussey provided voice acting for video games like Star Wars: The Old Republic and Star Wars: Rogue Squadron. Hussey is survived by her husband, David Glenn Isley, her grandchildren, Grayson, and her children, Alex, Max, and India.